Okay.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Speaking and Communicating podcast. Today, I am joined by Tom Paladino from Florida. He is a Scalar Light professional, which is something that I'll be honest, is the first time that I'm hearing about it. I'm not sure if it's the same thing as quantum physics, which we are a little more familiar with, but today we're going to find out. And before I go any further, please help me welcome Tom. Hi, Tom.
Thank you so much, Roberta. Thank you.
Thank you for being here. When I heard about this, I thought to myself, this was the first time I'm hearing it. Have I been living under a rock, or is it not mainstream yet?
Yeah, it's not mainstream yet, but frankly, everybody's heard of this. Scalar energy is consciousness. So we'll bridge the gap. It's very simple.
Mm-hmm. And why do you think that it hasn't been in the forefront yet? Because it sounds to me, from what we've discussed, it's been around for a while.
Yes, it is. Scalar energy is starlight. It's been around since the creation of the universe, but we just haven't put our finger on it yet. That this energy, it's not electricity, this energy pervades the universe. It's consciousness. It's the mind of God. And once we really tap into that, we realize that that is indeed an energy, a source of light, we'll make great advances.
So just take us back. Let's start from the beginning. Explain to us like we're 5-year-olds. Yes. When we think about universal energy, yes, how do these things work? Obviously, we don't see them, but how do they work?
Well, take a look at the universe, so to speak. Pretend you're looking through a telescope and you see billions upon billions of stars. What gives stars their light? It's scalar energy. I believe it's a divine light. Now, what powers the stars? It has to be God. How else could you have power for billions upon billions of stars and that power never extinguishes? So I believe we've tapped into star energy or divine energy. And perhaps academia today is slow in realizing that there are two energies. Yes, electricity is a valid energy. There's another energy, scalar energy. And my contention is whatever you can do with electricity, you can do likewise with scalar energy, but scalar energy is much simpler to use. It's free energy, it's clean, it's much more versatile. So my contention is to introduce to the world this new energy, so to speak, this free energy of the stars.
How did you get started on it?
At a young age, I was reading about various scalar energy experts, notably Nikola Tesla. And Tesla was a brilliant engineer, and he's the first one in my estimation who developed scalar energy instruments. So with that, I said to myself, well, if Tesla could do that, I'd like to duplicate his work. And I've been trying to do that my entire life. And to some extent, I've been successful. So Tesla was really the impetus that I had as a youngster.
Are there any science centers or universities that teach this?
None. I'm still to this day bewildered why it's not taught by academia, but someday it will be. It's still a new and emerging science. Now, I think the drawback right now is the fact that if this is free energy, and I say it is free energy, then it could be construed as a threat to the money, to the finances of many organizations, and free energy has always been a threat to the establishment.
So let's just start understanding how it works. Mm-hmm. All right. So you have universal energy, which we are becoming more and more conscious of. Mm-hmm. So how does this connect to that, or is it universal energy the way we currently understand it?
Yeah, I would consider this universal energy. The stars are everywhere. The stars flood the universe with scalar energy, and all you have to do is tap into it. If you look at electricity, how do we tap into electricity? Well, it's a movement of electrons, really. That's essentially what it is. It's a current. Well, how do we tap into scalar energy? You tap into consciousness. You harness consciousness. It's everywhere. Scalar energy is everywhere. So if we could do that with electricity, someday we're going to do that on a broad scale basis with scalar energy.
Okay, so we need to tap into it just like we understand how we try to tap into universal energy or the quantum field, as they call it.
Yes, that's what this is. It's the quantum field. So let's try and demystify this. There are two energies. Yes, electricity and magnetism, electromagnetic energy is real. There's another energy, scalar energy. And scalar energy is going to be the new technology that the world will embrace. It will solve so many problems. Scalar energy will solve problems.
Okay, can you give us examples? I'm waiting with bated breath.
Yeah. Well, I've developed scalar energy instruments. And I have to make this clear. I only work through photographic force fields. I work with photographs of people. This is my photograph. I'd actually place my photograph inside the instrument. So my instrument can pick out on a photograph, say a virus, such as the HIV virus, the herpes virus, and can send a signal into the photograph to break down, destroy, transmute, eradicate, cure, call it what you will, the HIV virus or the herpes virus. So we're working in the informational field. We're sending information into a photograph, and that photograph responds, and we're able to break apart the HIV virus or the herpes virus. We do that all by way of information. I only work with photographs. I never work with biological life because this is the information paradigm.
So that means if I have one of those viruses, I just send you my photo?
Yes, that's it. That's it. And working through the informational paradigm, through the matrix, or what some people call the field, the quantum field, we can identify HIV and break it apart.
Does it work almost similar to how a satellite sends
Yes.
information over
Yes.
phones?
Exactly. My instrument works like a satellite. I can send energy anywhere in the world by way of my satellite. So I'm working with a transmission of energy, and you don't have to be physically present because it's the signal. I only work with signals. Yes, I have a scalar energy satellite.
So when people say, sending love, like this currently war, sending love to the, is that what that is?
Identical. Very good. It's identical. If somebody can send love by way of your emotion, that's scalar energy. That's consciousness. So I have a love instrument. I have a consciousness instrument.
A healing instrument.
Yes. And the instructions that I can impart with this energy, I'm able to identify microbes, germs, and break them apart. I do that all in the non-physical informational field.
With all the health problems that we are currently facing, how is it that something like this is not well known?
Yeah, my research is suppressed. You see, this is the easy way to solve a problem. And you could avoid money and you can avoid politics. But in this world, many people simply just want to concern themselves with making money and controlling people. To the contrary, I want to liberate people. Now, once this technology gets out there, the world will embrace it. And they'll realize that there's two dimensions, and that working in the scalar energy dimension is much easier than working in the electromagnetic dimension.
Right. Talk to us about how we can connect to this, because it seems like, okay, so the universal energy controls everything.
Yes.
So if I wanted to experience the benefits of it,
yes,
how do I plug into that system?
Okay, well, we have a policy. We want to introduce this healing, this quantum healing to the world. So anybody in the world can send us their photograph, email us a photograph, and we work with people for free for 15 days. Now, in order to prove this, or at least give people an experience, you have to make this available. So right now, as far as I'm concerned, I'm the only one with a scalar energy instrument that can perform this function. I don't know of anybody else in the world that's doing this. So how do I present this to the world? By way of a free trial. Our website has 15 days of free sessions. Anybody in the world can upload a photograph, and we'll balance your chakras and we'll identify and eradicate microbes. And we do it all in the informational plane. Now, keep in mind, you're only sending us your photograph. You don't visit an office.
So then the photograph, and then when you use your instrument, first of all, just a quick question. Did you build the instrument?
Yes, they're custom built, yes.
So you use the instrument, I send you my photograph, and
Yes.
then for 15 days, the instrument is healing whatever needs to be healed in me while I'm sitting at home.
Yeah, in many ways, in many ways. I can't promise you that everything will be healed, but through this information system, we've been able to perfect the eradication, say, of germs, microbes. That's one of the functions that I can guarantee when I receive a person's photograph. Another function is we can balance the brain waves. Scalar energy is so strong, it can actually access our consciousness or the psyche or
Right.
emotion. Okay. And many people experience a change from a bad habit. Many people no longer have a bad habit. They no longer smoke, and they're no longer addicted to drinking alcohol. So that is a spiritual or an emotional healing. And all of that is by way of a person's photograph. You know, it's the new science of quantum healing by way of information.
So it sounds to me, I've started doing meditations a few years ago. When you say it changes your brain waves, and I believe what meditation does is, because we overthink everything, we are always in constant thinking mode. It just calming yourself and being aware of your thoughts will eventually start to change your brain waves so that everything's not going haywire all the time.
Right.
Is that what that does?
Exactly. This calms the psyche. You know, you're right. There's too much confusion. What is scalar energy? It's order. It's harmony. So many people, when they come to us, they might have attention deficit disorder. Well, by this process, they might be able to concentrate to a greater extent. They might be able to eliminate what we consider to be unnecessary activity. So it does have a calming effect.
And then speaking of the subconscious mind, which is still my interest of study, because I want to understand, as they say, it makes up 87% of your brain. Our logical conscious mind is only 13%, but everything else is stored in the subconscious mind. Does it tap into that? As you said, some people break bad habits. Does it tap into that?
Yes, exactly. I've had some people say that after a month or two that they've given up alcohol and they've always had a problem with drinking. Well, I tell them, I said, look, God bless, I'm glad to hear that. It wasn't me, it was God. This is God's energy. I can't correct a drinking problem. How does that happen? I can only theorize. But many people have told me they've given up alcohol, they've given up cigarette smoking, they're not, you know, that whatever addiction they have, it's been lessened, attenuated. Well, I don't claim to be a psychologist. I'm a scalar energy researcher, but it seems that this energy is good psychology.
So it heals what's in the subconscious. Because, I mean, usually what we do, those of us who are interested in learning more and understanding more about our psyche, is that, you know, we start to do the repetitive exercises and trying to plant in new information. It sounds to me like just by doing this, you'll have the same result without having to do all this work. I mean, I'm not encouraging everybody to be lazy here. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, I get that. Good for you. But see, the animating force is God's energy. I really believe this is divine energy. So how could you replace God? How is anything superior to God? There is no other energy superior to scalar energy. So the animating force is this divine energy. Divine energy is all-knowing. And as an animating force, it will correct. How? It's still a mystery to me.
Right. The things we don't see.
Right.
This has been so informative. And as I said, it's not mainstream. When you contacted me, this is the first time I've even heard of the term. And so I hope anyone who's listening is going to do more research on it. Is it just your website and your YouTube channel where we can find more information on this, or is there more out there?
Well, let me say this. I'm the only one with these custom built instruments because they're unique. So this is my unique approach. If there are other people working with with scalar energy instrument, it's not to my knowledge. So I just don't have the knowledge to speak about what other people are doing. My approach is unique because my instruments are unique, and hence I have unique results.
Mm-hmm.
So I encourage your listening audience, just visit the website, scalarlight.com, SCALAR, scalarlight.com. You're going to email us your photograph. You just need a facial photograph. And with that, we'll work with you for 15 days. We'll balance your chakras, we'll identify microbes, we'll assemble nutrients for you. All of that is done by way of the force field. This is not a physical session. This is non-physical divine information. And you'll feel a difference.
Please talk to us more about the nutrients part. I didn't get that.
Sure. Everybody has the universe is made out of, in part, elements. And what we do, we rearrange elements. In other words, every person has carbon, oxygen, phosphorus, magnesium. And we simply rearrange elements into a molecule, such as a vitamin. Or we rearrange our existing our existing elements into an antioxidant, or a fatty acid, or a phytochemical. So we take the body and we restructure physical matter into a micronutrient. That's how I get my nutrients every day. I'm telling my body to assemble vitamins and minerals and antioxidants.
Without buying them from the store?
Correct. My body, then my quantum body, becomes the factory to create vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants.
This is the first time I'm hearing of this.
Yeah. This is the easy way to deliver nutrition, by light instructions. We do this all by way of energy. This has no physical component whatsoever. It's all informational. It's divine information, divine intelligence.
And so, as you say, everybody's nutrient composition is different.
Right.
So when I send my picture, it's going to give you a different group of nutrients just for me, uniquely for me.
I believe so. I believe the energy has this self-intelligence, if you will, and it will start to assemble the nutrients that are necessary, that you need, and to the extent that you need those. But this is the beauty of working with a divine intelligence. There's no human input here. Okay? This is God's energy, God's light. And when I'm working with this light, I am instructed to rearrange or to change the physical formation. And in so doing, we take one physical form, elements, we rearrange that into an antioxidant or an amino acid.
So what you said, people can go to the website, send their photographs. There's a 15-day free trial.
Yes.
For them to experience all this in the 15 days.
That's correct. Yep.
I hope anyone who's listening is going to take advantage of this, because I am.
Yeah, please do so. That's the way we get this out there. I don't have the money to advertise. I'm just one researcher. And how do I get this information to the general public? By giving away free sessions. That's the best way.
And when everybody has taken advantage of this free trial, after 15 days, are there more potential sessions with you? Or you only do this for 15 days?
There are options on the website. After the 15-day trial, people can pay for a 30-day session, 30 days. We break it down by 30 days. But we leave that up to people.
All right.
My main emphasis now is simply education. I have so much work in front of me to educate the general public that this energy exists. So I'm going to keep the 15-day trial up there indefinitely. I hope people take advantage of it. And then we can start, if you will, a groundswell support, a grassroots effort. That has to be done by the people. The people have to start sharing this information. It's grassroots.
So today we've learned about not only scalar energy, which is the first time I've heard of the term, but how to tap into it, how to use it to heal ourselves and for our bodies to put the nutrients together. I've never even heard of that.
Yeah.
To put the
Yeah.
nutrients together, just like multivitamins do. So the website is scalarlight.com.
Yes.
And you can sign up for a 15-day free trial and post your photograph.
Yes. Thank you so much. And that's the way we get the information out there. Thank you for this opportunity.
Thank you for being here, Tom. This has been very eye-opening. I'm so glad you were here today.
Yeah, we're going to change the world with this technology. This technology, free energy is going to liberate mankind. Remember what I'm saying. Scalar energies from the sun and the stars. It's free energy. Today, the world needs free energy more than it ever has.
Speaking of the sun, how is it different from solar energy?
You know, when we're working with solar energy in our home, it's converted into an electrical current. And yes, you get energy from the sun, but it's inefficient. What I propose, scalar energy from the sun, is going to be much more efficient than a photovoltaic cell. We're going to move away from even solar panels that work just with the electromagnetic spectrum. That's a start, but scalar energy is much more. The yield, the energy yield is many times greater than a solar panel.
That is amazing. Thank you, Tom Paladino.
Thank you so much.